Hi guys, I hope you had a good day today. We're gonna try something different and you guys might not like it. I don't like the idea of it because I don't like just hearing myself talk, but maybe it'll be entertaining, I hope. So when I posted the video of my china cabinet back there, a lot of you commented on this bowl, which is art glass. It's by an artist named Callahan who studied under Chihuly. And it is not something that I would be able to afford. So it comes with a story, and I was going to tell you guys that story. When I was 18, 19, 20, I lived in this little bitty railroad town, and in that little bitty railroad town was a cafe. And I worked there. It was surprisingly busy and successful, and we had tons of people come in every weekend, and I managed with that job to pay for my brand new car and college because I lived at home. So that was kind of awesome. But so I did work a lot of hours there in addition to going to school full time. And then this guy came in one day and he's like, "Hey, I'm opening an art gallery and a furniture business. I make furniture. Do you want to help me at my art gallery?" Because somebody had told him I was an art major. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So about 10 to 20 hours a week I would spend with him, just kind of depending on how much free time I had, which was not much. And I would help him figure out what to order. I would order the stuff. I would talk to artists. I would make sure that they were getting paid. And I thought I would make sure they're getting paid. Keep in mind, I was 18, 19 years old. So there was a lot of stuff that I was not privy to. And then my favorite part was I got to do the display windows. We had this beautiful building with like exposed brick walls. And in the brick walls were these glass shelves and these lights that shone down through the glass shelves. So it was just super like classy looking, old school, just like kind of industrial a little bit. It was the most beautiful building ever. And I loved being in there because I could do my homework. I could sketch for my art classes, when he wasn't there or when customers weren't there. And then I got to talk to people about art and I got to look at the art and I got to move the art around. That was probably the first time in my life that I realized that I would like decorating was when I was in charge of decorating the art gallery. Of course, my favorite thing was doing the display windows up front because we had these massive windows and I would do them seasonally, and I would do one that was like under the sea and people would stop and take pictures of them because they were so awesome. And anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So loved it. I feel like I did it for almost a year. But then we had this bright idea, me and this guy. I'll call him Bobby because I don't know what his real name is. I figure it's probably Bobby, but nobody really knows what his last name is or whatever. And so at this point I'm getting paid. It's not a lot. It's like $6 an hour or something. At the time it was a lot, and I'm getting some like commissions every now and then. If I sell like a big piece of art or furniture, he slide me some cash. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. And me and Bobby and I, sorry mom, get the idea to do an art festival and a music festival. And so we set all this up, we contact the artists, they send us extra art to hang up and try to sell. And then we book some bands and then we set it all up, and it's this big weekend thing and it's awesome. We have this, this little town is really weird because it's super small, but it's very artsy. And it's kind of known for that. So a lot of people come in from other states even and visit. Just to hang out in kind of the artsy cutesy atmosphere. So it's a little bit weird in that it's in the middle of nowhere, but people come. So we had this art festival and it turned out pretty awesome for the first year. And so everything kind of went on as normal. After that, the shop was a little bit busier. We were selling a little bit more stuff. And I was just enjoying it. I thought it was great. I was a little bit overwhelmed with school and work and other work, but I was going to make it happen because that was really one of my favorite things. So anyway, one day I finished my shift at the cafe and I was going to walk over to the gallery and kind of just check on it and clean up a few things and maybe sit there for a little bit open and see if anybody want to come buy anything. So I walked down there and my boss at the cafe, who is the landlord for the whole strip where the art gallery is, he's the landlord of the art gallery, is there with a bunch of other people from the town. And he's like packing up boxes. And I was like, what's going on? you know, like, where's Bobby? He's like, oh, well, Bobby skipped town. He hasn't paid any of these artists, and we're mailing all the stuff back, and we are going to lease this to someone else. I'm like, okay. Well, at this point, I'm like 3 months behind on my paycheck. He owes me about $1,200 from what I can estimate. He slipped me some cash every now and then, but he still owes me a check. So I tell my boss from the cafe, who is the landlord at the gallery, I tell him what's going on. I was like, he hasn't paid me for a while. And I was like, I was just being nice and like helping out because I enjoyed it because I'm an idiot. And yeah, so what do I do? And he's like, well, over there's some art that's already paid for. He's like, we've already pretty much picked over it, but you can take some stuff home. Well, I was super sad because like I'd had my eye on a few things. I bought a few pieces on like layaway, and all those pieces were gone because they were awesome. But they did have this that I had my eye on. Now, I don't remember exactly how much it cost. I feel like it was upwards of $600 because things like this are very expensive. This took a lot of time for Mr. Callahan to make. So anyway, my paycheck for the 3 months was this bowl and a wooden spoon and a glass flower that I have since dropped and broken. So this bowl is very special to me. It reminds me of a time that I actually enjoyed my job, even though I wasn't getting paid. Go figure. And it also reminds me not to trust weird men who just come into town and promise a bunch of stuff. Yeah, so anyway, a lot of lessons learned there, but I did get a pretty bowl, and it's a pretty bowl that I probably would not have been able to afford had I, you know, not gotten scammed. So there's my story. I hope it was sort of exciting and not boring, and I hope you guys have a good night. Be bright and do right.